Wow, so a lot has happened. It's been ages, weeks. Last thing I remember saying was the pre-cap for the Northwest Spring Showdown. So slightly forgot what happened, but I remember I had Alison was my first comp with her, and then Matt. I think it would be my second comp coaching him, my second comp handling him, but I didn't coach him his first one together. Anyway, so they both did amazing. I believe we went 9 for 9 on both of them. Matt totaled 717, which is a total PB as a 105, and Alison totaled 415, which is a total PB across the board. Matt's a 105, Alison a 69. We got Alison's, like, her goal was to go 9 for 9, bench over 70, bench over 70, and we bench 72. And she also wanted to deadlift, I think she just wanted a deadlift PB, so we deadlifted 190. And then, she also wanted to total over 400. I don't think she had a deadlift goal, actually. I think it was just the bench and the bench and the total. So obviously benching 72, totaling 415 was surpassing her goals. And then we deadlifted 190, but she gave out to me about that because she secretly wanted to deadlift 192 and never told me. I could have those numbers wrong, but yeah, she wanted to deadlift 420 pounds for no reason other than she wanted to, which, athletes, we do that sometimes. So that was all handy. Matt we wanted to get his third deadlift because he's not done that in a while. I was conservative based on his second, and then it turned out to be the perfect 100% 10 out of 10 RPE. No more kilos left in the tank, which fine. He still got it, which is really good to see him work for it. It gives me more information going forward in terms of, he can pull 290 for 2, but then I think his max deadlift is 307. Those numbers are pretty close to me. So they had great days. There was also some really good athletes there. Then what was it? The week after that, I competed at the Silent Worker versus RHPF comp. So I was obviously in the RHPF team. That's where this lovely t-shirt came from. But I also had a fun day. Because there was the team on it. So the way it was working was you had the two teams, the Irish team and the Silent Worker team. The Silent Worker team was made up of French people and some British people. And the unique part of it, so it was still a competition. Every athlete did squat, bench, and deadlift. It wasn't a team comp in the sense of one person does bench, one person does deadlifts, another one does squats. It was all just a normal competition. But what happened at the end was the average GL for the team was calculated, and then it was which team won. There was also prizes for individual GLs, so the top men GL and the top women GL. There's prizes for that as well, which is a pretty cool thing. So that was kind of my focus, was to get points for the team. As someone who I've been to 2 Western Europeans or Ireland, and I think I finished with the highest male GL both times. So to be in the team again, it's look, right, there's not pressure, but I wanted to provide as many GL points as I could to the team. So I did. I got 100.91, which is my highest GL ever, which I'm pretty happy with, having gone up a weight class and my GL having dipped, having gone up, and not the strength having immediately not boosted. So before that my highest was 100.09, so now it's 100.9. So you can say it's comparable strength, but the fact that's also really fun for me because I am as strong as a 105 as I was as a 93 on the GL points system. But it was a really well run comp. I wouldn't say the teams were necessarily even. the fact that I went into the comp with having like the highest GL in the team, and then so yeah, my highest GL going into it was 100 basically, and then they had 105, 103, 101, like that's a lot higher. And I understand how averages work. They also had members of their team with lower GL, but so did we. So like going into it, we're already at a disadvantage. And I'm not complaining, not giving out. It's just an observation. But then you wouldn't. It would be weird to then like pick your team based on making it too even. Yeah. So I don't exactly have any solutions to that. It was really cool to see one of the French guys was 74. He totaled over 10 times body weight. That was really fun. Haven't seen that in person before. We also had the return of a few Irish faces that I didn't know were necessarily coming back. So like Callum Amani came back. He was a 93. He was a really successful junior. And then also in the Open, so the prime time was just the team comp, and then there was still an Irish PF April Open just at the same time in the venue. So we competed on the Saturday PM. On the Sunday PM, the 105s were on, and Melvin came back from wherever he's been away. He came back and out-totaled me, out-totaled the Irish lad we sent to Euros, like blew us everyone out of the water, got probably like the second highest GL of the entire week, like including the prime time. So that was absolutely savage. It just makes me more excited for nationals, to be honest, because that's where I'm going to then compete against him properly. And then we also have 2 weeks later, there was a Southeast Easter Open where I had Jack and Jasmine competing. So going into it, we're kind of just like building Jack back up to where he was before he suddenly decided he wanted to try and be a 74. The guy was an 83 and having to cut into the 83s, and then he just went, maybe I'll be more competitive as a 74. And I just thought maybe that would just really mess you up dropping that many kilos. Hey, look, there's also admiration to the guy because he actually did drop all that weight. He did successfully weigh in as a 74. And then we went 4 for 9 because the gut cut, the water cut, all of the dropping of weight did not boost his performance to where we wanted it to be. Not even boost, like there was just a huge detriment to his performance. So unfortunately it didn't come to be more competitive. We did do our best for that. So since then, and that was like last year, so this really tells you how much it's kind of messed him up, dropping up all that weight. We're now 2.5 below his best total. We got a 10 kilo squat PB. We missed our third bench, so we're like 5 off his best bench. And then we missed our last deadlift because there was like he just had a little bit too much pressure in the ball of his foot, so the bar got away from him. But where did we finish that? What number did we get? I think we did 205 for that, which is 15 below his max. So 5 and 50, so 20 below his max on those two, but 10 above on the other one. And his previous best total, he's not like lined up all of his best lifts. So that's part of the goals for us, is to have a comp where you get all your best lifts in one day. Don't necessarily have to be PBs, but if we can just line all those up, there'll be a very juicy total PB for him at the end. Jasmine is her second comp, and we added like 32 to her total, because damn, we just love those beginner gains. Just keeps progressing. I can barely keep up in the programming where it's like, do this weight, up E5, right? Add 5 kilos, up E5, add 2.5, up E5. It's just, and it's not even the fact that she's poorly judging her RPE necessarily. Like, I've seen the videos. it all just moves the same. Like even on comp day, our opener, we did that, and I was like, nah, that was fine. Let's go carry on with the plan. Second attempt. Yeah, that looked the same. Third attempt. Yep, that again looked exactly the same. So it'd be interesting to see what her failing point is. The fact that they all move the same. Some lifters are just like that. Some lifters will always move slowly. Some lifters will always move quickly, and they can't go slowly. But then it becomes like there's a lot of trust in her to be like, oh, this is what we're going to do next. Do you, like, have you got that much more in you? And you're like, yeah, we'll try it. So it's fun. That's all for what's happened. Jasmine went 9 for 9 because I wasn't like necessarily, I pushed attempts more than I did in her first comp, but then she just went and smashed them all again. So I was like, oh, fantastic. We can push even harder. What's my next comp? I think it is All England Masters Champs. That's at the start of May. It's on the 2nd of May. Then a week later, it is All England Open Champs. Then 2 weeks after that, it is British Junior Champs. So I'll do Masters now, so I won't talk about the other ones, to be fair. So All England Champs, we have Roche and Diane. So Diane's coming back. The last comp she did was British Masters last year, and then we just about got through that. Oh no, we did one. No, we did one in like January. She did, or it could have been towards the end of last year. She did a comp to just like qualify for Nats this year, because it doesn't. Her performance at the previous Nats doesn't count. So yeah, she did just. It was towards the end of last year because Roche did the same one. They both did a comp to re-qualify for nationals this year, and I believe we will surpass her total from that because we kind of took a token squat because she's had a lot of knee problems recently. Nothing to do with the programming. It is like she's had scans and there's meniscus tearing and there's been a bursa there. Like, well, of course there's a bursa there, but it's like inflamed and causing pain. So she was going to have surgery, and then the surgeons reversed that decision, which really annoyed us. But yeah, so she's competing and Roche is competing at All England Masters Champs, and then I believe they're both competing again 4 or 5 weeks later at at British Masters Champs. So the plan for both of them is to be conservative at All Englands, but basically there's no one else in their categories, so there's no reason to push, but I do want to give them a high enough total to be considered for like any international selections. So I'm not gonna necessarily push for like huge PBs. I'm probably gonna stick around like a 62.5 kilo bench for Roche, because she's done that before and she can do it again. Like a 122 to 125 squat, because again she's like just kind of match her PBs and reproduce that total. And then for Diane it would be to test out her knee, see where her squat's at. At the moment we're just doing like quite a bit of volume to build strength. Her deadlift has been going pretty well, and her bench, so like again with the comp pretty close afterwards, I don't want to exert either of them too much to impact their performance at nationals, which is a bit more important. Like that's where they want their biggest total, and they're competing against other people at least. So yeah, going to be going pretty slow and easy enough day for them. It's also Roche is going to be doing the 69s because I didn't want to have her cut into this and then again have to cut into nationals, just one cut. So we're just going to this comp, weighing in at what we do. It's also her first time as an M2 because she ages up into that category this year. That's everything that's happened so far. Yes, I did that. I've done that. Just taking things off my to-do list that I have beside me at the desk. Oh, 15 minutes is enough for me chatting, so hopefully I remember to record in time for the next comp, which is, I've already done the Masters Nat one, so it'll be after All England Masters, and that'll be a recap of that and a pre-cap of All England Opens.